Right, tell me about the P-STEM Foundation.
Hi, the PSTEM Foundation is a STEM advocacy organization. We work and promote STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, in historically disadvantaged communities, which means we work a lot in townships in rural areas. And our idea is to use STEM or STEM skills as a way of solving youth unemployment. The reason we chose STEM is South Africa faces a STEM skills shortage, and this is across the STEM complexity spectrum. So we have shortages of artisans, we've got shortages of certain skills that are lower end spectrum skills, as well as higher end radio astronomers, engineers, etc. At the same time, we've got a growing youth unemployment problem. So the intention is to channel more youth from a very young age into STEM to relieve the issue of youth unemployment.
Do youth in South Africa know that these jobs are available to them?
That's a very good question. One of the challenges we find is particularly in the communities we go to is that they don't have an awareness of a lot of STEM skills. 1 in 3 new jobs is in STEM. When we say new, it's an emerging career. It's careers that people have never heard of. So most communities we go to, our kids don't know what a radio astronomer is. So it's about introducing them and making them aware of the opportunities in STEM and getting them to understand what those opportunities mean and what work in that world would mean and look like, and giving them that context so that they feel attracted to STEM from a young age.
Tell me about the youth you work with in these communities. What's their initial reaction to learning about STEM?
So, unfortunately, when we go into most communities, most people think that maths and science is boring. As a country, we have this almost inferiority complex around maths and science. We think we're not good at it. But when we start to showcase and bring other STEM role models into the community and show them this is what STEM looks like, it's not boring, it's not dull, and STEM exists in a wide range of careers. From lawyers today are using some form of STEM, all the way up to engineers. They start to engage a lot more in STEM. I think the key thing for us as South Africans to do is to have a dialogue about this, to say this is what we feel about it, so that we can openly reflect and understand why we have these negative perceptions towards maths and science and how we can redress them.
Now, tell me about the work you do with the communities. I know you're introducing young South Africans to these topics, but how do you ensure that they sustain an interest in them?
Okay, that's a very good question. When we go into communities, we have something we call the STEM community engagement model. The STEM community engagement works in 4 things. The first thing we try and do in any community we get into is to create awareness. We create awareness of what is STEM, what are STEM careers, what are the variety of STEM careers, what are emerging STEM careers that are critical to the South African economy, where there's a lot of demand. We do that through our STEM talks, where we go into schools and we talk about STEM. From the STEM talks, we typically run a mini science and tech fair in that community. We call those STEM community days. With the STEM community day, we're now making it fun and engaging. We're bringing in STEM role models, people who are working in those careers who can share and give a perspective on what it means to be in that career. The intention of that is to spark the interest, to get kids to go, wow, you can do that in STEM, to understand how STEM drives the South African economy, to engage them in STEM. From that, we give them an avenue to sign up for a club. Our clubs, which we call after schools programs, include Funda Robotics, Funda Mathematics, Young Developers, Young Scientists. With those clubs, they remain in their communities and now develop